The reason why your life probably sucks is because you are doing things that are sucking your energy, like chasing people, places, and things that are not aligned to you. And I'm saying this to you as someone who's been there, done that, got the t-shirt, okay? It's not something that is fun to do. It is something that sucks. And I think a lot of times we convince ourselves that we're doing the right thing for us because of how it looks or because the status of whatever the thing is or whatever the career is. But you have to get real with yourself, okay? And you're the only person who can get real with you, because someone else giving you practical advice, realistic advice might be practical or realistic for them, but is it practical or realistic for you? Probably not. And this is why you have to get really, really quiet in your mind, and you have to listen to that still small voice that is talking to you. But more importantly, you have to learn to actually trust that voice, because until you've built trust in that voice, you can't actually listen to what it's saying and heed its advice. And over the course of my life, but especially in the past few months, I have really been tuning to that voice, and I've been listening to it because I've recognized that the way that I was going about my life before was not working for me. It was not working for me at all. And I think I would have bouts where I would go into doing the thing that still small voice was telling me. But because I was still so preoccupied with how things looked, what people thought about me, and the path that I had up until that point, I couldn't understand how the moves that I was making was going to make any sort of sense and connect at some point later on. And the thing is, you can only connect the dots looking backwards. You can't look forwards and be like, oh, this is going to connect with this and that and that. It's going to look like a whole conjumbled mess, if that's even a word. And you have to be okay with that, because the more that it looks like a mess and it looks like you're doing this and doing that, and are they really correlated, you're creating your own unique path that only you can actually create. If your path looks like other people, you're not living your life authentically. There, I said it, okay? You're not. You're doing what you think you should do based on what has already been modeled. And I think that's most of us. And I think because so many of us, we really want to be understood, we really want to be accepted in society, we do the things that are socially acceptable, all right? But if you're living a life that's socially acceptable, but you fucking hate it, what's the point? Oh, wait, there's no point whatsoever. And that's pretty much the point that I have gotten to. And I had such a great night last night. It was just the highest vibes ever. Like, seriously, I don't even know what really sparked this. Well, actually, I know partially of what sparked this. I had a practice class, my first practice class with some teachers. I'm going through bar teacher training. I'm literally so close to the end. Either tomorrow or Thursday will be my last day in practice, because I will have passed my test out video and have moved on to the next stage. And for me, that's such an accomplishment, because I have really been battling a lot of mental stuff to even get to this place where I'm like, okay, like, I can be seen. I don't have to fear being seen. I don't have to fear leading a class. I don't have to self-sabotage so that I can affirm the fact that, oh yeah, it's not safe for me to be seen. If you're prepared, if you know your shit, of course you can be seen. Of course you can lead a fitness class. But if you're not practicing your material, if you're not understanding how and what you need to do in order to run that class effectively, of course you shouldn't be teaching the fucking class. Like, duh. And see, that's the thing, right? I think a lot of times these self-sabotaging practices that we may engage in, they come or stem from the fact that we have a lot of subconscious beliefs that we don't want to be honest about. And it's not to say that, oh, you have to completely reprogram and do all this. Yeah, maybe you can do that. But I think maybe one of the easier ways is to kind of just be honest with yourself that you have those beliefs. Don't shame yourself for it. Be like, wow, okay, yeah, I guess I have had this belief. I guess I have been not studying and I have been procrastinating because I know that once I pass, I'll literally be up there hyper visible as a teacher. How is that going to make that belief feel? Oh, it's going to make it feel like it's irrelevant. And then you kind of start to see that a lot of these identities that you've constructed over the years were constructed out of necessity based on things that you went through. But by you continuing to hang on to those identities, what's it doing for your life? Absolutely nothing. All right. So at a certain point, you have to decide that you are the leader of your life. Yeah, sure, you had some negative feelings that were associated with being seen or whatever it is for you, but let it go, bro. Let it go. Okay. Because until you let it go, until you really let that ego identity die, you can't really move on in your life. And then that ego identity is literally controlling your life and you're a victim to it. And I don't believe that anybody should be a victim to themselves. And I think most people are a victim to themselves. And I'm saying that as someone who was a victim to themselves and didn't want to admit it, because it felt like such a vulnerable moment. You know what I mean? And yeah, it is a vulnerable moment. It's vulnerable to admit that you're your problem, but you're also your solution. It's vulnerable to admit that you felt insecure for many years, that you were having an identity crisis for many years, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't deal with it. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't expose it to the light so that then it no longer has power over you. And I think that's the power of awareness. Once you have awareness of what the issue is, it can't go back into hiding anymore. You know, it's already in the light. The light has already been turned on in the room. So when it comes to not chasing people, places, or things, I think you stop doing that once you start to recognize that you are a one of one. There's only one you in the world, and there will only ever be one you in the world. And the more that you press into the things that make you you, the less that you're trying to pine after things that are not aligned to you. And I had a moment yesterday where I was like, wow, like I used to look up to so many different people, whether it was celebrities, whether it was a fitness instructor, a boss that I had, an entrepreneur in general. Like these are all people at the end of the day. We all bleed the same blood. We all have our good days, our bad days, our insecurities, and there's nothing to put on a pedestal when it comes to a person. You should never look at a person and be like, oh my gosh, like I'm just so happy I breathe the same air as them. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I kind of get annoyed sometimes when I hear people say like, oh yeah, on Beyonce's internet, or it could be anyone, right? And I'm just like, you people, and when I say you people, I mean humanity in general, puts way too much of an emphasis on these prominent people in society and acts like they are God's gift to the earth. No, you are God's gift to the earth, okay? What you see in the celebrity that you like, or the business owner that you like, or the fitness instructor that you like, is that they're reflecting back to you an aspect of yourself that for whatever reason you believe is dormant. And that's a you problem. You have to figure that out. But they are a human just like you, okay? They're not special. They just decided to press into what makes them them, and they started to worship themselves as opposed to worshiping others. And the issue that so many people have in society is that they externalize their worship to others, to things. And it's like, why are you doing that? Like, you're literally leaking out all of your power, seeping out all of your power and giving it to something outside of yourself when you could easily turn inward and glow the fuck up and become the person that everybody is like, oh my gosh, not on Sydney Standard's internet. Exactly. Okay. That's what you have to realize. We all have that power. I do not give a fuck who you think you are. You're not better than me. I'm not saying I'm better than you, by the way, but I'm just saying you're not better than me. And I'm not about to bow down and act like, oh my God, like, no, bro, like, that's so embarrassing. Like, high key, that's very embarrassing. And I'm not judging you if you do it, because I think we've all been socialized to do it. And I did it at one point in time, but I've met enough prominent people at this point in my life where I'm like, they're just a regular person. Like, there's really nothing that special about them other than the fact that they decided to see in themselves that they are powerful, and they've exercised that power in a world where people think that they are powerless. And I think after a certain point, you have to get with the program, and you just have to step into your power. You do. And I've been stepping into mine. And I'm really, really excited about that, because I'm now going down this path that feels so aligned to me. Like, I'm getting full body chills, like full body electric lightning from how I feel. And I just feel so grateful, because I know it's not coming from anything outside of myself. It's not coming from drugs. It's not coming from a job. It's not coming from anything other than the fact that it's my energy. I just feel so aligned in what I'm doing. So I don't really care if you care what I'm doing, okay? I don't care if a certain guy likes me. I don't care if certain people like me and they want to be my friends. I don't care if a certain job wants me or not. I don't care. You know why? Because I'm creating my life. Everything is working out for me regardless, because I'm being me, and because I know that by me being in my most authentic, vibrant energy, I'm a magnet to everything. Everything that I desire desires me. So why the fuck would I chase anything? Why would you chase anything? The only reason you chase, again, is because you're looking at yourself as not being as powerful and magnetic as you truly are. And maybe you're not at this point in time, but that doesn't mean you can't get there. And I want you to get there. And getting there requires you to be honest. Honest with yourself about how you've been moving your life. Honest with yourself about the things that you don't want to come to terms with. And honest about whether or not you're aligned. Because I think everything flows from alignment. When you are aligned, everything's fine. It's just the case. So, yeah. I made this green smoothie, which is so good. Okay. I wanted to put it in this like pretty glass. I thought it was kind of baller. Planet Hollywood. So in the smoothie, because you're probably wondering, the base is coconut water. There's some mint, lime. I was going to say lime, spinach, cucumber, frozen mangoes, and frozen pineapple, and a half of a frozen banana. What else is in there? Some chia seeds, some sea moss gel, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That is it. And it tastes really good. It's giving health. And like the thing is, I'm trying to be better with my diet, because I think I was definitely eating a lot of sweets. And I think it was like one of those things that I'm kind of burning off, I'm getting rid of. And it's like a cycling out. But I have to be more aware of how I'm feeling when I pick up certain things, because I think if you can look at your like you can observe your actions. And I actually just posted a podcast episode called Become the Observer. Check it out, where I discussed that it's really important to observe your actions, observe the actions of others, so you can really better understand yourself, better understand those around you, and better understand like your place in the world and all of that. Because I think once you start to observe your actions, then, I mean, it's hard to not see when you're just doing something because you're bored, when you're just doing something because you're feeling some sort of negative emotion. And with regards to this, right, I want to feel good all the time. If I reach for a sweet treat and I know it's not going to make me feel good in the long run, I have to ask myself, like, what feeling am I not getting inside where I'm trying to get an artificial feeling outside? So yeah, I'm happy about that. And I just have a lot of things in the works that, in all honesty, I'm not going to share right now. I'm going to wait a little bit once they're actually solidified, because I've noticed that the best thing you can do is actually wait to share things once they've already been confirmed, so that the energy can't be messed up, versus sharing things prematurely and then it going like and blowing up, right? So anyway, guys, hope you enjoy this video and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment if you feel so inclined, and make sure that you know that you are that bitch. But until you believe that, people are not going to start reflecting that back to you. You have to have a conviction that is so strong, okay, that nobody can break it. And I feel like I'm at that point now, and I want you to get there too. So I'll see you guys in the next one.